dirt everywhere. "Tris, for goodness sake, the cleaners left less than 2 hours ago. Clear that mess up," I snapped. "But first answer the phone, will you? I shouldn't have to ask. You're old enough to know when to help," I reminded him, kicking the front door shut and lowering the heavy bags to a clean spot of floor, my shoulders throbbing. My 15-year-old son, already halfway up the stairs, glared over his shoulder as the ringing cut out. "Sorry," he said, his deep voice flippant. He didn't wait for me to reply as he turned and jogged up the rest of the way. A moment later, I heard the slam of his door, followed by the thunderous blare of his music. I rubbed my fingers into my aching temples, counting to 10 under my breath, then picked up the bags and stepped over the mud, trying not to let it bother me. A scream echoed through the room as I entered the bright kitchen, the sun streaming through the floor-to-ceiling bifold doors, casting a soft light over the white tiles and marble counter on the new island. Seeing Amelie and Ceci in a tangle, I dropped the shopping on the floor, hearing the distinctive sound of breaking glass from within, hoping it was the olives, not the wine, that I'd damaged. I lurched forward, arms outstretched. Girls, no! Stop it right now!" I yelled, my voice shrill with impatience. Ceci had her fingers entwined in Amelie's long brown hair, her round little face red and scrunched up in anger as she pulled hard, a high-pitched wail emanating from her lips. Amelie swung a hand round, slapping at Cecilia's body, trying to wriggle out of her grasp. "Get off me!" she yelled, swiping viciously. "Amelie, no! Don't hit her, baby. You know it's not her fault. Just hold still," I said, covering Cecilia's chubby hand with my own, easing her fingers back one by one, the same way I'd done dozens of times before. "So she's just allowed to hurt me then?" Amelie snapped, darting back before Cecilia could grab her again. "Just because I had a drink in the red cup?" I sighed, hating that my 9-year-old would think I was taking the side of her 6-year-old sister. I knew it sometimes felt that way, but Amelie knew Ceci needed support. This wasn't about taking sides. "You know it's her favourite," I said gently, still holding Cecilia's hand so she wouldn't go for Amelie again. "You don't mind which cup you use, but she does," I said, over the top of Ceci's head. My younger daughter thrashed against me, her wails growing louder. "Calm down, sweetheart. It's okay. It's okay. You know you need to use your words and your signs. We don't hurt each other, Ceci," I said, as I eased myself onto a chair, pulling her onto my lap. "Go and get ready for swimming," I told Amelie, meeting her incandescent glare as I adjusted my hold, crossing my arms over Ceci's body. I could feel her anger radiating through her limbs and knew I had to nip it in the bud quickly if I was going to be able to leave her with Drew and take Amelie to her competition in 20 minutes. Drew never could cope when she was having a meltdown, and Amelie couldn't miss this competition. She'd put so much effort into her training sessions this term. "I don't even want to go anyway," Amelie said, her voice sulky as she stamped out. "I hate swimming, and I hate this family." I sighed, closing my eyes for a second, trying to find the energy to have the same old conversation with my youngest about gentle hands. I'd talk to Amelie properly later, when I had her alone, make it up to her then. So much for the chance of a coffee and a snack for me. There would barely be time to put the shopping away at this rate. I glanced at my watch, wondering where Drew was and why he wasn't back yet. I hoped he wasn't going to turn up at the very last minute again. Cecilia wriggled against me, and I summoned all my patience. "Sweetie," I said, making sure to keep my voice calm and low, the way I always did when I had to remind her of something. It wasn't that she didn't understand. It was just that she didn't have the ability to regulate her emotions. Not yet. I liked to think she was getting better, but even I had to admit it was slow progress.